Thanks for joining me. It's the start of a new year, and I'm going to introduce you to a practice that I started to help remember events and lessons that I've learned as the months have progressed. It is called a phenology wheel, and here are examples of what one can look like. These are photos of mine from the past 2 years. So what is phenology? According to the ultimate resource on the internet, Wikipedia, it's the study of cyclic and seasonal natural phenomena, especially in relation to climate and plant and animal life. I use it to remember notable observations from nature and what God has been showing me that month. You can use yours to remember anything you want. There are absolutely no rules to making a phenology wheel. Let's get into how to make a phenology wheel. Here's the short list of what you'll need: paper, ruler, pencil, and protractor. Use any paper you have on hand. You can use printer paper, construction paper, anything you want. Oh, and probably the most fun part for me is going through all of the cupboards and seeing which plates and bowls I want to use to make my circles. First, we're going to make the outermost circle. And I'm going to eyeball the placement of my plate on the paper, trying to get it as much in the center as possible. And then I'm going to trace around the outside. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my ruler and measure in both directions to find the center of my paper, which will ideally be the center of my circle. And then I'm going to make my first 2 lines that will be perpendicular to each other with my straight edge, or my ruler. Now we're going to work on our inner plate or bowl. So take whatever plate or bowl you have and position it approximately in the middle. I'm going to do some quick measurements to see if it's evenly spaced from the outside. Okay, I'm going to call that good enough, and I'm going to trace around my bowl in pencil. Now we have our circle divided into 4 sections, but in any given year there are 12 months, so we need to further divide each of these 4 sections into 3. So this is where I can help make the math easy. We have our 4 90-degree quadrants, and we need to divide those into thirds to make 12 pie wedges, one for each month. Take your super high quality protractor, like this one that I printed off from the internet, and mark off every 30 degrees. So you'll mark at 30, 60, 90 will be your line, 120, and 150. 180 degrees will be your other line. And then flip your paper around and do it again. Mark 30, 60, skip 90, 120, and 150 degrees. Now it's a matter of connecting the dots to draw your line. Ideally, they all meet dead center, but there's grace if not. I think one year I took a Sharpie and colored a big old dot in the middle to cover up my mess. Okay, now we have all of our wedges for each month of the year. And if you like the look of pencil for your wheel, just skip the next part. I like heavy outlines, so I'm going to retrace all of my lines with Sharpie. Another bonus step, if you want to do it, is to fill in a rainbow spectrum of color around the outside. We have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. That's 6 colors across 12 months. So if you do the math, that means colors should change every 2 months. I mean, why make things harder on yourself than they should be? So I'm literally going to write out a cheat code on my wheel. So I have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, or violet. And then also, because phenology is all about studying the cyclical nature of seasons, I'm going to place a few small marks at the beginning of each season. So I'm going to count out January, February, March 21st, June 21st, which is summer solstice, September 21st, and December 21st, winter solstice. I really enjoyed the idea that all of the colors of the rainbow can be made with 3 simple primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. So I kind of feel like going super simple and using just primary colors to make my spectrum of rainbow colors. And I'll just see where the colors bleed together. I'd love to see what you're starting with for your wheel if you're doing one this year, and what kinds of things you're looking out for, what kind of nature you're in, and then what personal things, what God, spiritual, family, intentional things you're thinking of focusing on for your inner wedges. Okay, so we made one, and if you just want an easy print-at-home version, I made one for you. There's a link to download that in the description as well. It's my gift to you.